This Future Cities Africa episode is with Professor Zwelinzima Ndevu, Director of the School of Public Leadership at Stellenbosch University. We explore the most pressing challenges facing local government, advancements in technology and its impacts, advice to young professionals who aspire to make a difference in local government, and much more. Professor Ndevu, welcome. It's lovely to have you on the show. What inspired you to pursue a career in public administration, and how has your journey been so far?
I think, Daniel, what really inspired me to join public administration was the desire to serve others. When I was growing up, I have seen the impact of non-service delivery. I have seen the impact of an ineffective government. And one of the things when I was studying, was to really go and join government and impact positively. So that has been my desire, to impact positively in others' life. And over time, I have tried to do that in the spaces that I've operated in. It has been very difficult from working in government. It has also been very difficult being an academic as well, because it seems that in most cases you meet students, either young students or undergraduate students, or you meet mid-term career public servants or practitioners, but it is very difficult to really take the theory that they learn in class and implement it in practice. So that has been frustrating in a sense that people would not be able to implement what they have learned in class in practice. One hoping that, especially with us, we are the School of Public Leadership. We are hoping that we should be making a difference in leadership in the country, and it's sometimes not the case that we're making that difference.
Thank you. What do you believe are currently the most pressing challenges facing local government in South Africa, and how can these challenges be addressed?
Yes. I think for me, really some of the pressing challenges that local government is currently experiencing, it is the capacity of the institutions to deliver services. The growing number of citizens that are moving to urban areas create a big challenge for municipalities in urban areas. The decline in the number of citizens that reside in rural municipalities also create that capacity issue, because people with expertise would ordinarily want to move to urban areas. And in urban areas, you then have the concentration of high volume of population that expect services to be delivered from local institutions. And that creates a conundrum in terms of delivery of services that becomes very hard. Coupled with that is the decline in revenue. Municipalities are not receiving the revenue that they used to receive. Either communities are not paying for services, or the fiscal budget has also shrunk considerably. And as a result of that, you find that in most cases, municipalities do not have sufficient resources to be able to provide for services, even basic services such as water, electricity, housing, and so forth and so forth. So you find that being a challenge. The last one that I think also is really a challenge is around capacity within municipalities, personnel capacity. People who have the know-how, the skills, especially the technical know-how, technical skills of providing services, basic infrastructure services that are needed within that space. You find a lot of municipalities are struggling with that, or they are not able to retain people that they've recruited to work in those spaces within municipalities. And that creates a huge challenge within municipalities. I think firstly, the one with the municipal capacity, institutional capacity, would have to look at differentiation in terms of kind of services that needs to be provided by municipalities. By differentiation, I mean we need to stop using the one-size-fits-all, categorizing municipalities into three categories, and then expect them to deliver services in terms of the categories that they have. We need to look at conditions in different municipalities and customize solutions that would be fit for purpose in terms of the different municipalities. The second one is that the professionalization of local government should be something that is prioritized by government and all stakeholders such as SALCA and other interested parties, in ensuring that we capacitate municipalities with people that have the requisite technical skills, and in some instances, financial skills, and ensure that we put mechanisms in place to retain these people within the municipal space. If we do that, we'll be able to deal with some of the basic challenges that we see in the municipalities, and also ensure that there is transparency around the use of resources to encourage communities to contribute by paying revenues or levies that is expected of them within the municipalities, and the proper utilization of revenues that municipalities would have. I think that, in a nutshell, would go a long way in trying to resolve some of the challenges that I've identified.
In your opinion, what are some of the most effective ways to promote transparency and accountability in the public sector?
I think one would have easily in this question said that we must focus on Section 195 of the Constitution, which talk about a professional public service that is efficient, effective, economical, with the resources. But I think it's not as simple as that. One of the things that one must do to promote transparency, accountability, and integrity within the space is to ensure that there is regular communication with different stakeholders, especially with general members of the public, regular reporting, and it should not only be top-down process, but it could be also a bottom-up process where communities initiate these engagements with municipalities and all other stakeholders. We ensure that when we talk about public finance revenue within the space, there is clarity of processes, how municipalities take decisions in terms of, in practice, we know that in terms of policy and financial guidelines, they are clear prescriptive. But in terms of practice, how do different municipalities take these decisions? The involvement of communities, it is not a formality or a box-ticking exercise, but a process where there is meaningful engagement with different stakeholders. There are processes of ensuring that people that work with the resources in municipalities have integrity, act with integrity at all times. And integrity is important when a person is sitting alone within their office. It is within these principles of Batupele, ensuring that there's value for money, ensuring that municipal services are delivered effectively and efficiently. I think if we can do that, it is going to build trust in the institutions. Once you have built a trust in institutions, accountability would be high within the different stakeholders.
Thank you. How do you think advancements in technology like artificial intelligence and big data are impacting the field of public administration and local government?
There has been talks around e-governance. There has been talks around initiatives to ensure that the development in technology, the new platforms in technology are introduced and used positively within the public sector and especially in local government. But that has not been taken up by this institution until a few years ago, when we had COVID-19, when there's realization that municipalities cannot continue as business as usual. And that clearly presented an opportunity for us to use technological advances, big data, to, for example, invoice different communities through electronic platforms of invoicing, communication with them electronically, and also understanding the challenges on the ground with the data that would have been collected by other sister institutions and spheres of government. For example, the Department of Health collecting data on how many people are infected by COVID-19 within that municipal jurisdiction, and use that for the support that the municipality can give. So it created a number of opportunities, and we should invest more on these platforms in order for us to be able to intervene timeously when we're dealing with issues. Currently, we're talking about the outbreak of cholera in Tshwane, somewhere in Tshwane. We can use that data that the Department of Health has collected in trying to see what are other mitigating processes that we can put in place. So this would positively impact on how we do things within the space.
Given your extensive experience, what advice do you have for young professionals who aspire to make a difference in public administration and local government?
I think for me, we should emphasize to the youth that what is happening in local government currently would impact on the future. And some of the people that are decision makers currently, if they are left alone without the youth coming into the party, without the youth contributing in that space, the youth would be left with these challenges, that some of them would be lasting challenges that we experience. So I would say it is the right time for young people to join the space, the local government space, and ensure that they make an impact. So when they get into that space, they confidently ensure that what they have learned either at university or wherever college they might be coming from, or whatever higher education sector that they might be coming from, learn certain skills. They can impart with those skills with the institution, ensure that they bring innovative ways. So it is high time that the young people occupy the space that they rightfully deserve within local government, and start to come up with innovative ways of bringing service delivery to our young community. So it is the right time for them to occupy that space, and they should take that space.
Thank you for that advice. Can you share some success stories on any initiatives that you have spearheaded in your career?
One of the recent initiatives that I've been involved in is a national treasury initiative called the Minimum Municipal Competency. We have, as the school, have been running a lot of these interventions, this program to empower local government officials with the financial skills. And we've seen the improvement with the people that have gone through this process with us and the LGCTA, which we're partnering with. Once they have gone through this program, we have seen improvement in the status of the municipality in terms of the Auditor General's reporting. We have seen also improvement in service delivery. So when you have empowered officials in local government and given them the requisite skills that they need in order for them to function properly within that space, you then are able to see that people become more confident in what they are doing. And once they are confident in what they are doing, then they can impact negatively on the space that they operate in. The last thing that we've also seen was that it has given people that ordinarily would not have had an opportunity to progress with the academic qualifications, an opportunity to then enter the university space, connect with us at the university level, and register for advanced qualifications once they've finished this minimum competency program. And that, for me, has shown that if you can believe in people, give them an opportunity to upskill themselves, then they take that opportunity and embrace it and try and improve how they do things in the workplace. And that translates or has spillover effect with the municipalities being able to deliver services effectively, efficiently, timeously to communities, making intervention. So I think that initiative, for me, it opened my eyes and said, we have a role as universities to ensure that we help government at all spheres, and more specifically local government, with empowering it to be able to deliver services effectively and efficiently.
Professor, in closing, how do we compare to other schools of government on a global level? Can we learn from them, or do they learn from us?
I think that's a very interesting question, really, to ask. We live in a global world where what our graduates are doing here, are learning here, should be something that they can apply anywhere in the world. And I think we are not doing too bad in terms of our curriculum, the programs that we offer as schools of public leadership or schools of governance within the country. But what we can learn from our colleagues, which is something that we talk about but don't implement, it is a revolving door, co-creation of knowledge, where we can take practitioners, seasoned practitioners, or practitioners that have been in the space for longer, to come back to the university space, impart knowledge with our young graduates, also learn new ways of doing things, and go back to their working environments to impart with those skills and knowledge that they will learn from us. So opening the revolving door, allowing practitioners to come to university, and also allowing us as academics to go to practice and experience firsthand what are the challenges that people who operate within that space experiences. So if we can do that, we'll be able to improve on what we are doing currently. Many schools of government in the world are actually doing that very well, where there is synergy between practitioners and academics, where academics are more moving from focusing on theory to become a practical academics, where they solve practical wicked problems in society. And that's something that we should not only do at a postgraduate level, but we could also do at undergraduate level, where students brings problems from communities and we try and come up with ways of resolving those issues. We build case studies from there and share those case studies with local government institutions where they can be become learning organizations. And if we can do that, we will be par with some of the excellent public leadership schools such as Harvard and others that are doing this. Kennedy School of Government, for example, that are doing all of these very well. So while we are doing very well, but there is room for us to improve on that. There is also room for us to collaborate within these schools in the country. We don't collaborate as much as we should be, collaborating in terms of research, collaborating in terms of resolving challenges that we're seeing in government, which we are not doing as much as we should.
A special thank you to Professor Zwelinzima Ndevu from the School of Public Leadership at Stellenbosch University for this insightful conversation on Future Cities Africa.